Welcome to Framework Fortune, and welcome back, Framework Fortune community. Hal has joined us for the live Q&A. There's some questions that we had on the comments of recent videos, and it was just a lot of questions. So I decided let's just do a live Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to dive into these ones in the comments, and then you guys just leave them in the live stream or in the chat. And we'll go right into those after we get into these. So to start off, these questions are from Tom Chambers. And these were from yesterday. So he's watched many live trades, and this is the first one he cannot figure out what the heck I am doing. Don't worry, nobody ever can figure out what the heck I'm doing. But all the others have a screen on the screen so I can see how many shares are outstanding and what the current profit is. Is it possible the reason you have so few viewers is that you are giving no useful information? And please forgive me, it's just I don't know where to look. Thanks. If I can see what it is going on, I will view all of your day trade videos. Thanks in advance. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. No, I'm not taking that as any personal criticism. I think it was good criticism. But right here on the side of the screen, right above Hal's head, right here, I have my P&L open, my position quantity, and my P&L day, and then the last, my average price that I'm in, and then the shares. So you can see everything. It's always on the live stream. It's just right here. I know it's not, all out and big, but I like to have my charts up and my level 2 and be able to see all that on one. So you can see it, and plus I do usually show my profits and losses. I'm very transparent. Let's see, what else would he ask in there? Let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much all that question was about. I mean, if people, I'm sure there's some people out there who think what I give out is useful information, and some people who don't. So I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Smash that like button. Anything you want to address on that, Hal, at all? I know it's more aimed at me, I would say, than you. Yours is pretty clear, I think, on Charles Schwab.
Yeah, really, at this, whenever you're watching a YouTube channel trading, everybody wants to figure out what's going on. But the thing is, the main purpose of it is to get an idea of what it's like to be entering and exiting trades and have some sort of strategy. A lot of times people are like, man, what are you trying to scalp? Are you trying to buy the dip? What are you trying to do? And there is no concrete thing because the tool belt is wide. I mean, there's so many ways to trade each thing, whether you're like, for my these past couple of days or whatever, I've been trying to buy the dip. But I may go back to scalping depending on the type of stock that I see. So,
Yeah.
it's no concrete on that. Every trader is different, and you can't just watch one trader and think they're going to stick to one toolbox or one tool.
Yeah, and not only that, the market is ever changing too. That's why you have to have that toolbox. Like we've seen for the last couple of months, we get lucky if there's 100% gainer. And then Friday, I mean, it's almost you could have just jumped in anything and made money because everything was going up if you caught it, at the times when they were going up. We've not had a day that hot, so you got to kind of adapt to the market, and that's kind of hard. And that's where it comes to you got to really know yourself and be able to control yourself when the market changes, because you can't control the market. The only person you can control is yourself. And then the other one.
Lawrence says it's a lot easier to see your setups in YouTube full screen.
Oh God, you're watching it in full screen. I feel sorry for you having to see my face like that, all blown up. No, no, yeah, I'm sure that does help. It doesn't stand out much, but do you really need to know how much I'm specifically making? If you do, it's there. But like Hal said, it's more about learning how we're trading, what we're trading, not exactly how much I'm making. I'd rather you be concerned about exactly how much you're making. and focus on the patterns and learning all that. But if you want to see it, it's there. So then he also said, I've heard of saving and sharing the entire setup, but is this setup you did something that is shareable? And yes, it is. There's videos on this setup. We even have on frameworkfortune.com Hal's posting his scanners that he's been creating, different types of scanners for Thinkorswim. So you can have all types of things to scan and find your stocks. But yeah, this is shareable. If you guys want me to share exactly like this picture, I can screenshot it or something. But the video to this setup, and actually there's 2 different videos to 2 different of my setups. So either one of them, you'll be able to find both of them in the day trading playlist lessons. And it'll walk you through how to set it up just like mine. And let's see. Question you mentioned, making sure no delay. But is it possible to day trade practice on the no money side? And what happens when the no money is a delay? So there is a delay automatically when you use the paper trading, but all you have to do is go to support up here at the top, go to the live support, or if you want to, well, this is the live support, and then put in a message, send the support a message and say, hey, I want to trade in real-time data on my paper trading account, and they will put it to real-time data. There won't be any delays whatsoever. Now, if you have a delay on your main Thinkorswim, and how you might have to help me with this because I forget exactly where it's at, but I think you go to settings or setup, application settings, and then somewhere in here.
And you're trying to fix what?
Right
the
there.
Delay?
Yeah, right there. So then system, quote speed, make the quote speed real time, no delay. You do not want to have a delay while you're trading, whether it be paper trading or real time with real money. Either way will be terribly detrimental to your trading. Like, that's not good at all.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Yeah, no, so like I said, that answers the next question. It says, does it still work okay, or you miss many sells and buys due to the delay? Yeah, you are going to be buying in the stuff later, which is going to probably cause you to lose a lot of money. Even practice trading. Like, you do not want delays. Absolutely not. And then he said, okay, this is a big one, and this one, Hal, I'm going to let you take, and then I'll jump in there somewhere. Can you explain any difference in day trading with paper money and real money?
Okay, so...
Well, hold on real quick, though. At the end, he said in regard to delay problems, but like I said, you don't have any delays either way. No delays. But this is a great question, minus that delay part. Anyway,
Yeah.
take that over.
So, the difference between paper trading and real money. The biggest difference is emotion. You know, whenever we think about the emotion of physical, or not physically, but losing something, the emotion of gaining something, you just don't get that full emotion with paper trading. Paper trading is best for building a strategy, building something that you can see works more than, I would say, 40% of the time. I mean, it needs to be 40 to 50%, because if you flip a coin and every time you flip that coin, you're guessing wrong 70% of the time, I mean, that 30% really isn't worth it. So
can you run that back again real quick? You kind of broke up there for a second.
Yeah. So,
the coin flip.
Paper trading, the biggest difference is the emotion, and basically, the more emotionally involved that you are, the better you can predict how you will act in a specific situation. So, what does your fear look like when your money's on the line? Well, you won't get the full effect of that doing paper trading. But what you will be able to get from paper trading is seeing your strategy work in different scenarios, seeing how well it works, taking the statistics and saying, okay, well, this thing's working 30% of the time. I might need to knock that back and try something new. Or this
Mhm.
thing's working 80% of the time. It needs to be the main thing that I'm looking at. And that's one of the things we've been working towards, taking the data and taking the analytics, and we've hooked up with TraderSync, and oh my goodness, that's a blessing when it comes to numbers, because it doesn't make sense to come into a market full of numbers and not understand the numbers that you're creating. So I mean, that's what paper trading allows you to do. Once you come into real money trading and you're losing or gaining real money, you can see the benefits of your practice in paper trading. So whether it's and you can have a toolbox that's full of weapons. You can be buying the dip. You can be playing scalps. You can be buying out VWAP. You can be looking for support resistance bounces. It's so many things that can be in your toolbox, but you would never know that without the statistics from your paper trades.
Yeah, and also if you're new to trading altogether, paper trading is great to learn the platform. The last thing you want to do is put some money in a new platform and go try to buy a stock or a crypto or something and you don't know how to sell it, or maybe because there's one eToro, the sell button is not clear. You have to go find the sell button. So paper trading is good for learning the platform. And even if you don't put money in there, maybe you got a little bit in there. If you're on the real time and it's during market hours, maybe you accidentally hit a button and buy something you didn't mean to buy. Well, the paper trading, it's not going to hurt you. So when you're looking around experimenting, do it in a paper trade mode so you don't have any issues like that. So that's another use for it. And if you guys have any questions or whatnot, any more you guys who are in here, uh, go ahead and shoot them away. I think that's pretty much it for Tony. I do want to dive into a little bit more about the psychological side of paper trading and day trading. But, oh, Tom, that's his name. I'm sorry. Tony, you're in the chat. Tom, I don't know if you're in the chat yet here. But, yeah, hopefully that answers all your questions. If it doesn't, you just leave them in the comments of this video. We'll try to clear anything up for you if we didn't have it. But that's pretty much it. Tom Chambers, thank you for the comments, and hopefully you stick around, even with my terrible setup, apparently. I'm kidding. So, like Hal said, emotions are going to be totally different when you're paper trading and using real money. When you're using real money, you are going to feel every dollar that goes up or drops, especially if you're Hal. if a stock starts dropping, Hal's out of there. Hal does not stick around. What's happening here? We missed the stream.
Yep. Stick that stop loss in.
Yeah, Hal hurts for his cereal money. It looks like Hal's choppy. No, it looks like both of us are choppy. Is this on everybody's side or is this only on my side? Am I the only person seeing it look like this?
I don't know. Hey, also, share your screen whenever you get ready.
Oh. Yeah, I should probably do that. There you go. All right. Now we should
There
be.
we go.
Let's see if
All right, we're
everything's
good
working.
now. Yeah, should be good now.
Okay, so yeah, Hal did freeze up for a second, Hal, but looks like we're good. Let's see. We got a lot of comments here to get through. Good afternoon, Ruben. What's up, buddy? Lauren is sunburnt. Tony said, that's true. I didn't start out paper trading. Just tried to go small at first, but I'm still learning. The confidence to put your money in the real market, yeah. Paper trading definitely will help you build some confidence. You want to have some confidence. You don't want to just go on the market and be like, hey, unless you want to gamble. Talking about Sheeb, yeah, we'll be talking about Sheeb here on the crypto channel right after this live stream. We'll head over there. I was planning on talking a lot about Sheeb. And then Tony said, "Do you think DAWC is over now?" No, I do not. How things were going to drop Monday, I agree. I think we probably will have a drop, but DWAC, it's going to keep getting attention. How you there?
Yep. I saw that they were saying that the stream was slow on my side, and yeah, that's true. I couldn't see your computer running the live stream on my computer as well, so I was basically running three streams at a time. But it should be better now. I can see everything now. We're good to go.
Yeah, you're moving now. You weren't moving on my side either. There we go. We should
Yeah.
be good. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions or anything, we'll go ahead and cover those. About it
Yeah,
doesn't
I can
even have
see
to be about day trading. It can be about any entrepreneurial type of stuff.
Yeah, I can see your chat too. I popped it out on my desktop, so I can see if they have any questions for me, I can answer them.
Nice, very nice.
I'm
But
watching
yeah,
Sheeb right now, man. Your baby. But
Sheep's not my baby. Sheep's
well,
Sheep's a
Sheeb is
whole bunch
Lauren's
of
baby then.
yeah. I'm just along for the ride for Sheep until it stops riding, then I'm hopping off the train. I'm just a hobo looking for a sheep train to ride. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the DWAC trade I took, because I know it was a wild trade, the 4 shares in pre-market. I normally don't trade pre-market, but I did that time. And sometimes, and this is what I've been saying about this stock. This is one of those ones where it almost doesn't matter about all the technical analysis or any of that. It's going to get thrown out of the window because FOMO, fear of missing out, the crowd FOMO is going to push the thing crazily, especially without shorts being able to be in there. I mean, that it had a straight path up. You know, it just came out. Nobody was buying this SPAC before then. There was no volume. So when it all of a sudden got volume and shorts can't short, there's nobody really in it to sell it. And all it was buying. So that's why you get a massive rip. And everybody kept holding.
Yeah. Yep. And plus the no shorts probably helped as well.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the no shorts, like you don't have in them trying to take it down at all. When they cover, they gotta buy. But
Yeah.
yeah, Ruben, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. We'll get together here if not tonight, tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing any more live stream updates or anything on Sundays. Even for the crypto channel, I gotta take a break off or a day off once a week. I've been doing the 7 days a week and it's too much.
Yeah, man. We're starting to see gray hairs, man.
I'm calling out my gray hairs, man. I'm calling my gray hairs. Let's see, that was a great trade on DWAC. Yeah, them halts, the 30-minute halt was the one that scared me. That's the one that scared me the most, especially for the first halt of the day on this stock. And there was plenty of other stocks that were getting halted too. I mean, how many did you see yesterday that were halted? I know I saw three or
Every
four.
every ticker I looked at was halted. It was like seven of them. They were halted. It's like
Yeah,
everybody was so excited. Their trigger fingers were itching for anything that was moving.
yeah, yeah. Looking for that next big DWAC run. But those other halts were unhalted. They got halted and unhalted before the first halt of DWAC ever stopped. Like it was, I was like watching them halt and unhalt, and then I'm still in DWAC. Like, oh boy. Did I pee my pants a little bit in those halts? I was close. I was nervous. You know, it was the good thing was I was only in 4 shares, so I wasn't in that much. My risk was really pretty low, uh, but the,
I
the
mean,
the worst part.
4 shares, $300. It's like that was some good risk to reward. That was probably the best risk to reward ever. That's not even 2 to 1. That's like five. That's like what, 10 to 1, 10 to 2, 10 to 1, something like that.
Yeah, I
Six
don't
to
know.
one.
I don't know. I just knew I was like, I'm gonna. I only had money for 4 shares in the first place because it was in those other trades. Which, by the way, I didn't really mention them much. I got out of everything except for FTK. I got out of CEI with a little loss. I got out of what was it? Evolve with like break even because it just never did anything after 4 or 5 days. And at first I was holding them. I was like, well, I don't want to sell them. But as the week goes on, I'm like, well, all this capital I have locked up right now, I could be getting trades on other things, where I could be making money. So sometimes it's not worth it to hold a swing if it's just not doing anything. If you're giving it 2, 3 days or 4 days and it's still at the same price it was at, and it could rip tomorrow, next week or whatever. Who knows? But when we're day trading and we're trying to make as much money as possible, you really don't want your capital sidelined for very long.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people, when they do come and watch our streams, they don't realize we are trading with cash accounts. So this is our money that we're trading, and
Mm-hmm.
when you do a swing trade, your money's tied up. So,
Yep.
you know, that's it's just hard to let that go, especially when you see something big moving. Like, think about if you had no funds on that day, no funds on the day that you made the $300, like you did the previous day that you didn't have funds.
I would have much rather had the funds on Thursday than yesterday. I debated multiple times selling everything just to try to get in that when I saw I was making that move at 15. One life was saying he was saying 20 by the end of the day, and I just kept going, man. I don't know the way the everything around this stock was, it was there. It was there for a massive rip. So Tony, well, I know that's the thing. That's what I was just saying. Tony said if your swing is holding up and not dropping, no point in selling, right? Yeah, but if you're mainly day trading, especially like Hal does all the time, and like I try to do most of the time, just none of those positions this week were supposed to be swing trades. They were all supposed to be day trades. They just didn't do anything. So that's what you got to ask yourself: is it worth it to keep your capital sidelined while those stocks are not dumping or ripping? But in the meanwhile, you've got stocks like DWAC Thursday, which we were talking about at $14, $15, that ran to 175. Now I still got a piece of it, but that's if you're going to be day trading, I would say look for part of your position size as swing trades if you want to incorporate swing trades, but don't use all your day trading funds like I did and not have any funds for the hottest day of the year. Because who knew Thursday was going to be the hottest day of this year so far? Who could have predicted that? You know.
I, I think another thing is with your strategies, and like we say, the toolbox. Do you have a strategy to transition from a day trade to a swing trade? Like sometimes a day trade, like he's talking about this big move. Sometimes a day trade may become a swing trade,
Mhm.
and sometimes you have to kind of manage that. Because how do you go from the mindset of like, okay, I took a good position, and the plan was to take profit, but I may just swing. And I think that's what got a lot of day traders on the first day the DWAC was moving because they were taking profit on the way up,
Hmm.
expecting it to fall, and it never did. So it's one of those things. Are you gonna just take the profit off the table, or will you allow it to become a swing trade that could eventually go against you?
Yeah, that's true. And that's literally all five of those trades that I was in this week were all meant to be day trades. None of them were meant to be swing trades. They just, I got in all of them and they just never, went up. So that's exactly what Hal was just saying. Like, at that point, how long do you want to try to hold it to see if it's going to become profitable and have that capital locked up or not? It's there's not really a wrong or right answer. It's just all dependent on you and your risk tolerance, I would say, and your capital size. I mean, if you're starting out new and you're trading with $200, well, you don't really want to swing 150 of it if you're trying to day trade because then you're only going to have that 50. So, but if you've got like 4 or 5 grand, well, maybe you put 1,000 into swing trades and you just day trade with the 4,000. So there's a lot of different ways that you could do it. It's just pretty much that's just a personal preference. But for what we're trying to do, these quick rips that we're trying to get, we're trying to make the stock market an ATM because we don't want to put our money in the market for too long. All we want to do is take money out of the market. So we want to be in and out, especially right now in these volatile times.
Yep. I call it chemotherapy. Don't need too much. You just need just enough to kill what's the need is.
Yep, yep, exactly. Don't get greedy. That's pretty much what Hal's saying. Like you may see something rip huge and be like, "Oh, I could have made $5,000," but you know, locking in $200, even locking in $30. If it's like a slow day, like at the beginning of the week, a $30 win on a couple $100 or something, that's a good win. It's like a 15% gain, 10% gain. The whole entire SPY, the S&P 500, over the year performs at 8% or 9%. So when you're day trading, if you make a 10% gain, you're already beating the SPY for the whole entire year.
Yeah.
So you don't
Uh,
need 150% gains or 200% gains all the time to outperform the SPY. You just need to lock in profits when you got them. Keep those losses tight.
Tony said someone wrote online, if you lost money on DWAC, then quit day trading.
What if you did? Well, how you never even touched it?
Oh, I'm
But
good.
you made money off of PHUN, which
Yep.
was
Bought that low, bought the dip,
ran,
baby.
yeah, and it ran in sympathy with DWAC. So indirectly, you still got some DWAC exposure, which is another great point actually. Now that we're saying that, like, just because there's one thing that's super stupid hot, and this is in stock market or cryptos, there's usually a few others that will follow with it. We especially see it in cryptos, but the stock market sectors, like if we see low float energy stocks like we did a while back starting to heat up, one of them probably will rip 150, 200%, but you'll get three or four other ones that rip with it that might go 50, 70, 80% or something. So you don't always have to be on the main attraction to make money.
Exactly. You don't have to be on the train. You just need to be on a train going to the same
Yeah,
destination.
exactly. Exactly. Or if you want to take a helicopter. Uh, Ruben said you suck at locking in profits. So I can personally say that I'm right there with you. I will honestly say I suck at locking in profits too. My I was laughing. Biggest reason is that I've been able to deduce is it's all mental. It's not anything about not knowing when to lock in profits or anything about that. It's getting greedy, thinking, "Oh, I can make, if this just goes up one more penny or two more pennies, I can make an extra $20." But is that $20 really worth it for the gamble of maybe it goes up 20 more, maybe it doesn't? That's where you're going to have to just tell yourself, like, I'm sitting there holding for 2 or 3 more pennies when I've already got some profit that I can take straight out of the ATM. Like I said, you want the stock markets and the cryptos, you want them to be ATMs. Because if they're not ATMs, then they're piranhas that are going to eat you alive.
You know what I think is the biggest thing that helped me with that? I just and a lot of times I talk about it in the I talk about it in my stream. I try to keep this mindset of, look, I am okay with just making a buck. When you think about it, okay, if you think about minimum wage,
Oh boy.
and you know minimum wage is like what, $7, $8. It may be up some places, but it's pretty low. So if you can make, and I just look at the time period that I use. So if you make $100, $50, $20 in, I don't know, 5 minutes, you've done more than someone working a full job at minimum wage. So it's like, just be grateful, man, because
Yeah.
if you are getting that greedy, you don't understand that. Guess what? There's gonna be another trade.
Oh
There
yeah.
there will be another trade. Take the profit, get out, and look. If you run out of capital and you can't get back in, oh well, just walk away.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
you
gotta
know.
walk away. But that is a great point. That is a great point. Oh, Daniel B's in here now.
Oh, he came in with
Tony,
the monkeys, but he's the
yeah,
lead monkey.
yeah. Daniel B, come on, man. Come on. You're going to have the SJWs all up your ass for this one, buddy. Daniel B is no way unaffiliated or represents any of the views of Framework Fortune or any of Framework Fortune affiliates. Daniel B is his own entity, and anything that comes out of his mouth or from his fingers touching his keyboard should not be taken as any type of real life advice or any type of anything that is other than fiction. Now we got that out of the way. So yeah, Lauren, take your cookies and go home. Exactly. Exactly. You gotta get in and out. Cause this market's crazy. I took a pretty rough loss this week on auction. I made a nice scalp on it. I think it was Thursday, and then last night I was swinging it, and it just dumped on me, and I got ate up. But you gotta. That's another thing too. Just like with profits, you gotta lock them in at some point. You gotta ask yourself, like how I was saying with the minimum wage. It's the same thing with a loss, though. You don't want to be sitting there holding and holding and holding, looking for it to come back up. Just cut it and move on. Don't take the big losses either. Like
Yeah,
you,
I don't even look at losses like that. I look at losses like paying bills. How big do you want the bill to be that you're gonna pay? How big? Do you want an electricity bill that's like, you know, $100 a month, or do you want an electric bill that is $20 and you just cut it there?
it's a good way to look at it. How many boxes of cereal am I taking on this loss here?
Exactly.
All right. Well, any more questions, guys? Any more questions? We'll give the stream about 10 more minutes for some questions, and then we're going to head over. Well, I'm going to head over to the Framework Fortune Crypto channel and do some crypto talking there and go over Bitcoin and Shiba Inu, which is just shaking up the crypto markets right now. Daniel B. Tony, best gains are when you sell too soon. I don't know about that. I get what Daniel B's was saying there, but you don't really want to sell too soon. You want to sell just right. Hopefully next week stays hot. I think it's going to. I don't, like I said, I don't think DWAC is just going to disappear off the map next week. I mean, it's still at $80. Even though it ran to 175, it was $12 3 days ago. Actually, $9.95 was the low 3 days ago. So it's still up at 80. So there's still a lot of action to be had on the way down and the way up, if whatever way it decides to go. And that, along with all the rips that we saw yesterday, traders are excited right now. I mean, they're ready to go. They're ready to start throwing money and pull the trigger. This is what people's been waiting on. So I think, and like I said in the last strip earlier, normally this time of year is hot for low float stocks. This is when we usually see the biggest rips. So this was the perfect match to the can of gasoline to start off a hot low float market. But we'll see. The economy's still all screwed up, so I don't know.
Yep.
Ruben prefers crypto. I don't blame anybody who likes crypto. Crypto is sweet. Lauren, keep that mindset. If it's just right, keep the mindset of it is just right if you are in the green.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Don't one thing I've tried to do is when I get in the green, don't let it cross back over my break even. Just go ahead and stop out before break even so I can keep it green. Because, I mean, there's no point. I can always get back in. So, I mean, if I'm already green, I don't want to give up that green.
Yeah, that's something I've been trying to work on because I'll look for a breakout and it won't break out, but I'll still be up like $20 or something, and I'll just let it come back down and see if it's going to bounce, and then I end up taking a loss. And that is so annoying to my soul later on when I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I was up $20. I just should have took that $20.
Yeah. I've been working so hard on that. And another thing is keeping that mindset. I can always enter. There will always be another trade. There will always be another
True.
day. This trade is not going to determine if I'm going to live or die today. So
No.
I can cut it.
Yeah, if you're in a trade that determines whether you live or die today, then you don't need to be in that trade. If it don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose ever. Like, don't put your bill money in your trading because that's going to go back to that emotion side. If you're trading with money that you need, you're going to have extra emotions in there. You're going to be like, damn, if I lose any of this, then what am I going to do for my electric bill or something? Like, never do that. Always make sure that you have things paid and you're not using money you shouldn't be. See, Daniel B, you swung PLTO nice and quiet from 2650 to 38, 200 shares. Very nice. So, all right, looks like nobody else has any questions. We'll go ahead and call it a day here. Should be another video coming out for you guys tomorrow on the channel. A little something different, a little abnormal investing video that I've had in the works. Hopefully some of you guys like paintings. But on over to Framework Fortune Crypto for the crypto update. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Check out H&H Traders channel, link in the description. And he'll be back live Monday with me as well. He'll be live trading on his channel. You guys, most of you already know that. And I'll be over here. Lots of channels, lots of content. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Stay safe.
On Mondays, Mondays, I do have a meeting before the market opens, so I will be starting a little bit later than usual. Now, I may still take trades during the meeting because, I mean, it's a virtual meeting, but I will be going live just a little bit later.
There you go. Appreciate everybody joining us. It's 5 of you in here. Like button's only at 2 likes. Smash that like button on the way out. Stay safe out there. Until next time. Until the crypto stream in like 2 minutes.